What's up, YouTube? This is Starwolf. And I just wanted to talk to y'all about this coronavirus. I wanted to get y'all's opinion on how you feel about this coronavirus. I heard from a couple of people that black people are resistant to the coronavirus and that we can't catch it. Although I believe that's BS. Anybody living, I believe, can if they come in contact with this virus, can contract it. I believe that. How can a scientist tell you that the black people can't catch this virus? How would he know? Unless they actually genetically engineered this virus to where if it's put into black people without us knowing, we come in contact with people in the world and we're the people who's giving it to everybody. That's the only thing I can think of. But look, anyway, I wanted to share a few things with y'all about the coronavirus. Now, I don't know how many of y'all familiar with Dean Koontz. He's a novel. You know, he writes novels. He's an author. Now, he wrote a book called The Eyes of Darkness, and it was published back in 1981, almost 40 years ago. Anyway, it's very coincidental that this book he had wrote back in that was published in 1981 speaks about the coronavirus. Now, the book is about a Chinese military lab that creates a new virus to potentially use as a biological weapon during wartime. Now, the lab is ironically located in Wuhan, China. That's not a coincidence. And it's a man-made up virus. And it's called Wuhan 400. His book was published back in 1981. Now, this is not a coincidence. They know when they genetically engineer these type of chemical it's called chemical warfare, biological warfare, when they engineer these diseases, what they're actually made for. And they have the antidote, which they call them. We call it medicine. They had a cure for it already, just in case they peoples come in contact with the virus. There was this doctor by the name of Anthony Fauci, who reportedly was he's a top U.S. disease expert, and he was reportedly speaking to the public about the coronavirus, and he was warning everybody that the virus might be impossible to contain. Although the Trump administration, they came in and they silenced him. I'm not saying that they harmed him. I'm just saying they silenced him. They barred him from speaking. So he can't speak anymore. He can't tell anybody. He can't inform nobody about the coronavirus anymore. So what is that telling you, peoples? What does that say? They know that this virus is bad. They also said that 84,000 people have come in contact with the virus, have contracted it, and 2,876 people have died. So they say. Now, in my opinion, I feel they don't want to alarm the public, because those numbers I just put out there, which they said that 84,000 people came in contact with it and contacted the coronavirus, and 2,876 people have died from it. Multiply that probably by 50,000, and you'll probably get the correct numbers. They're not putting the correct numbers out there because, like I said, they don't want to alarm anybody about this deadly virus that's going on. Now, did you know that the U.S. military approved 11 coronavirus quarantine camps next to major U.S. airports, which can test up to 1,000 people? They could treat 1,000 people. Yeah, the U.S. military approved 11 coronavirus quarantine camps next to major U.S. airports, which can treat up to 1,000 people. Yeah. Now, the question is, How did these camps just spring up out of nowhere? They didn't just spring up overnight. I mean, this is something they've been had planned. They've been had this plan for years. And like I said, quarantine camps, Fema camps. See, and you don't know. You don't know. I don't know. Don't nobody know if they could treat up to 1,000 people per camp, because you haven't been affected. You haven't been there. You haven't been within those camps. You haven't seen the inside of those camps. You don't even know where they're located. So the thing is this. It might not be 1,000. It might be 20,000 or 50,000. And look, they're by airports. So they can bring in people from all across the world. We being flown out. And we don't know. And this is just America, not counting the other countries which have quarantine camps / FEMA camps. See, they want everybody in a controlled environment where they can keep tabs on every living human being in this world. Okay? They breaking down the cities. This is what they gonna do. They gonna break down the cities into zones or districts, similar to the movie, like how they did in the Hunger Games. If you're not familiar with the Hunger Games, go check that out. And the way they'll do it is they'll break it down by your zip code. This is what zip codes was originally created for. If you're not familiar with that, go research that too. I know you probably thought it was for mail, but go research that. It'll be broken down into zip codes, and you'll be confined within your zip code. Because this outbreak is moving faster. Okay, it's moving faster because they've speeded it up because they have plans. They have an agenda. Okay, they moving towards that one world identification where everybody has to have the same identification card, the same ID card. You won't have if you live in Las Vegas and somebody else live in New York, both of y'all won't have different identification cards. You have the same ID now. Everybody in this world will have the same ID with that same barcode on it. And they moving towards that passport where you have to have a passport to travel from one city to the next. Not out the country. You won't have to apply for these passports. You will have this passport. You see what I'm saying? And you would have to have it to travel from one zone to the next zone. Because, like I said, you'll be confined within your area. Within your zip code. Yes. Go research it if you don't believe me. See, and you won't be able to travel without military accompanying you to wherever you're going. And you'll be traveling either by train, which these trains run past these federal prisons, how they got it orchestrated now. See, they have everything connected where you're not just going to get on the airplane and fly here or there. You're going to be watched. You're going to be monitored, scrutinized closely. Believe that. They want to know what you're doing, when you're doing, and how you're doing it at all seconds of the day and night. Even when you sleep, they want to know. So, get prepared for it if you're not ready to fight, Why you think they have these gun control laws? Why you think they're trying to control all the weapons across the world, especially in America? It's because they know that if they disarm the world of their weapons, which is a must, you have no weapon, there's no fight, there's no rebellions. Nobody can rise up and fight against their regime, fight against their government that they plan on implementing here shortly. They know that, okay, it might be 50 people over here, 100 people over here that may still have some weapons. They hid them, some type of militia groups or whatever. They know this. But for everybody to have weapons, they don't have camps big enough to occupy everybody within the world. But they do have enough to hold people who will rebel. It won't be to treat you. They don't care about really treating you. They'll let you die. It's for population control anyhow. So you have to be aware of what's going on in this world. This virus is more deadly. This virus is more deadly than what they're saying. They don't want everybody to be so alarmed to where they panic and everybody go crazy. Look at the stocks and how the stocks is dropping every day. Every day. They're breaking records. Look at these companies. Look at these large corporations. Look at it. Look at it. This world is moving in a different direction, and you're going to have to pay attention and move with it so you'll be able to fight, so you'll be able to survive, so you'll be able to protect yourself and protect your family. Believe that. It's moving to a one world government, one world order. But anyway, I just want to inform the people on what's going on about this coronavirus. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you already subscribed, I appreciate you for following me and tuning in and watching my videos every time I drop a new video. Make sure you hit that like button and that notification bell as well. And make sure you share my videos with everybody on all social media platforms. These are the type of videos that need to be shared with everybody, so everybody be informed and know what's going on before it's too late. Peace.